Hello and welcome to The Basic Gardener. It is a channel all about tips and little hacks and just bits and pieces that you can do in the garden. And I am just your basic gardener. I have no particular skill, shall we say, or knowledge per se in the field, but I love gardening and I've learnt so much just from doing little bits of gardening and bits and pieces here and there. And this is where I try and pass some of that knowledge on to you at home. To try and help you, well, just really make your gardens bloom and make your veg grow. Anything basic little tips I can give you, I will show you. And today's tip really comes from this little pot here. Now, this in the middle, I believe it's a type of tuxlus. It's something I found just growing in the garden, potted it up just to see what happened to it, and all throughout the pot, these have turned up. And for those of you that don't know what these is, there's a very good reason as to why I've left these in and not pulled them out. And that is because they are antirrhinums. And antirrhinums, also known as bunny rabbits, give lovely little flowers during the summer. And I'll show you the couple we have in the garden. So as you can see, antirrhinums are a very nice perennial flower which does self-seed. And the only reason I know that these are antirrhinum seedlings is because a couple of years ago these had come up in another pot with something else in. I pricked them out and just put them in a separate pot just to see what happened to them. And the bigger they got, the more I realised what they were. And that's when I thought, right, it's worth keeping certain weeds inside a pot and just seeing what happens with them. Sometimes you can just have a look on the internet and that will give you an idea. But just from having an experiment, you get antirrhinums and they're so easy to look after. No watering. Well, I certainly haven't watered any in the garden. They're just left to their own devices, and each year they come up and they look fantastic. So obviously it's important, now they've sort of got to this size, to prick them out. And the reason we're going to do that is because I don't want it interfering with this tuxlus. At some point, all of this is going to be competing with that, and we don't want that to happen really. Right. Trust the old-fashioned screwdriver, not necessarily a conventional way. Always hold seedling from the leaf rather than holding it from the stem, because if a leaf breaks off, there's plenty of others. The stem breaks, you're in dire trouble. Try and aim for a couple of centimetres away from it and just gently prise it out. And as you can see, there's a decent amount of root on that. And then just with this pot here, make a hole with your fingers. Just push that in slightly. And the compost I'm using here is a basic mix from old tubs. There's nothing particularly special about this. But in my experience, antirrhinums are not that fussy when it comes to soil. And again, this one on the edge, making sure I get the screwdriver nice and low, just holding that leaf. Putting my hand in, pricking it out. As soon as these get just a little bit bigger, we'll pop them in the garden, and that's when the real fun will begin. So I'll just do a couple more of these. See, that one, where I haven't got much earth around the roots, probably won't do too well. We'll still put it in, give it a go. Just tap that in gently, like so. And then this big one, I really want to make sure that we save that. So hand on the leaf, try and get in nice and deep. Just prise it out. That's better. I think we may have even got two for the price of one there. Yeah, we have. Right then. Hole in. Right, so now that gives our little tuxless a decent chance, and we haven't interfered with its roots at all. That pot's nice and clear for that to have a go at growing. And hopefully, in a little bit of time, we may see some Antirhinums in the garden. And that is all we've got time for today. Just a very, very quick video just to show you a bit of basic gardening. And don't forget, if you see these little guys in the garden, do not, and I repeat, do not pick them out of a pot. Pot them on. Don't just throw them off into the compost. Take care, everyone. I'll see you all on the next video.